What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. Now, today we're going to be traveling to Minnesota to talk about an individual by the name of Dariaz Higgins. Mr. Higgins is a pimp, and the situation involves one of his girls that he was pimping out. Ended up having a baby with her, but shit hit the fan. She wanted to leave, and it went downward from there. This is the story. I'm not going to read it word for word out the article. I'm just going to tell you like I'm telling a story from the past. Mr. Higgins, Pimpin' 101, is cranky that his main girl that he decided to keep the baby with, she wants to leave the situation, and she's also having the help of a friend that used to be pimped out by him as well. Now, I'm going to leave the article pinned in the comment section below for y'all to go read in high detail. But from what I remember, the mother, Sierra Robinson, moved to Las Vegas. And this is the part of the story that makes no sense to me. The child was with the father for about a month before all this took place. So I'm trying to figure out if he kind of took the child by force or if she willingly gave the child to him. But if the guy's acting kind of crazy and wants her back, I wouldn't see the girl willingly handing the child over to him, right? So they had to have been on some kind of good terms. But anyways, during the time that Mr. Higgins had his own child, they stayed in a hotel room. And at this point, Sierra Robinson, the mother, wants the child back. But little does she know that Mr. Higgins has already killed his own daughter and dumped her in a ditch. Mr. Higgins blames it on her falling off the toilet on accident. But the medical examiner says that is false. It was brute force. Probably got mad, hit her in the head, and, you know, all kinds of shit happens when you hit a little baby pretty much in the head. Mr. Higgins goes on to say that he knew that the child was dead. He wrapped the child up in a blanket and set it on the floor at the foot of the bed for 2 days. Then Mr. Higgins has a plan and he starts driving to the next step. But along the way, during blizzard conditions, he happens to stop on the side of the road and ditch the body of his own daughter in a ditch. Mr. Higgins tells the baby mom, Sierra Robinson, and her friend that if you come to this apartment complex, I'll give you the child. And when they got there, they actually get into the car, smoke some blunts, and drink some liquor. And he's saying, you know, maybe we should get back together. And they were agreeing. They thought that everything was on a good note, but at the same time, he had a pistol on his side. They were probably just playing the situation right so they could get the kid and dip out. So finally, they pull up in an SUV at an apartment complex that Mr. Higgins says the child's at. They go up to the door, and Mr. Higgins gets out and guns him down. Sierra Robinson, the mother, gets shot and killed, and the friend gets shot but lives. And that's a grand scheme of things, ladies and gentlemen, when pimping goes wrong. Damn maniac. This guy deserves all the damn smoke he's about to get today, and I don't even know how much it is. Hopefully they don't bless him with some kind of damn plea deal. Prepare yourselves. Put on your khakis, button-ups, the cover-up, tattoo cover-up, cream, smoke your last cigarette, eat a chicken sandwich. It's time to go to court. Alright, so this is a long sentencing. It's about an hour and a half long. I'm going to shorten it up quite a bit because I'm not going to stand for an hour. But first up, we're going to hear like a victim impact statement. And then we're going to hear his statement. And last but not least, we will hear the sentencing.
Was that filed with the court, Attorney Tiffin?
I did. I filed it with CCAP, I think on Friday.
Okay.
I wonder why he's in a wheelchair for.
I think we haven't pulled it in yet.
Milwaukee, County of Milwaukee.
If I mistakenly didn't, I will.
So it's kind of muffled, you know. They have a lot of plastic shields up. You know, some courtrooms have more than others. You know, the little shields to block germs from flying in their face from people talking. So the camera angle can be a little blurry at times, and the audio is a little muffled.
Ms. Parker, what would you like to say?
I want to know why. That's holding me back in my life. Why? Why do you do this stuff? I don't have no answer. This is mine. This ain't nothing I can just say, oh, this is my friend for 7 years until he shot me. So he's got a hold on me, he's holding me back.
So this is the friend that got shot and survived. A very close friend to the mother that got killed. She said 7 years, I believe. She was friends with her, and you know, they were getting pimped out by the same guy. So they probably went through a lot of situations together. A lot. You know, there's only a few people that can relate to a situation like that. And she had a friend that could. And you can tell it's hurting her pretty bad. A girl like this has probably been in the streets the majority of her life, you know, has probably been desensitized to emotion, but she's choking up a bit in the courtroom today.
Why do you do this to us? Because I don't have no answer. This is mine. This ain't nothing I can just say, oh, this is my friend for 7 years until he shot me. So this got a hold on me, he's holding me back in line. This is my friend for 7 years, yeah. I ain't never did nothing to you. Never did nothing to this man or been a friend to this man. Never did, Judge, I ain't never been nothing but a friend to this man, never. I don't know why I got shot on March 11, 2019, dog. And it's 2 years later. It's July 26, 2021, and I still don't know why I got 8 bullet holes. Why I got parts on the testing. Why I got that hat for COVID. Why I can't use the right to left side of my body. And I got 5 children. I just got proof of disability 4 months ago. I've been homeless after this. I had to lose life on this protection. I have no life. And I just want my life back. I know I can't get it back on this stuff for the rest of my life. There don't be no pain for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be on medication for my.
This is a crazy situation, man. I believe she said she can't feel the majority of her left and right side. And she got a bunch of kids. But this is a great story, man, because, you know, there's a lot of girls out there that might think, or guys, that might think the whole pimp game is appealing, especially out there in Vegas where you see it all the time. But I'm here to tell you, if you're a girl or a guy in the street life getting pimped, anything's liable to happen. She's wondering why she got shot 8 times. I don't know, maybe because you're pretty much best friends with the girl that he's got issues with. Maybe he thinks that you're whispering sweet nothings into her ear, you know, persuading her to leave him. That's how a lot of insecure guys think about their girl's best friend. But at the same time, a lot of those instances are very true. The best friend always seems to be single, and they want you to dip on out and have a good time with them. You know, that's the usual circumstances, but I don't know what the case is with this one. I'm just guessing. It's a sad story, though. Sad story, but a story that people can learn from, especially ones that want to take the route that she did.
I'm on balance, nothing that's still pain. It's not broken, it's done. I'm gonna be on medication for the rest of my life. I don't want to get my life back. You took that from me. I'm not dead, but my life is gone. The life I knew before March 11, 2019 is gone.
So, Ms. Parker, Mr. Higgins will have the opportunity to say something if he wants to. Maybe he'll answer that. Maybe he'll give you some answers today. I don't know. We'll have to see, okay?
Whatever, please. We've been waiting on justice for a long time. I've fought for hours here. Please, be the man, the max. Please, I'm begging. I am begging you, please do not let this man out of here. Because what he did to me and Sierra and Nolani, that was my heart. I know Sierra was my baby. Nolani was everything to me. That's the week I can hear her last Sierra, her last finish in me. Nolani, I miss my friend. I can't get my friend back. I can't get nothing back for him. If you can give me this, please don't never let him out. No, please don't never let that man out. Because nobody ever did up to that. There's nothing in his word that there's nothing he can say. Because nobody did up to that man. For him to act out the way he did. And he needs to be in here for the rest of his life. Don't ever let him out.
Thank you, Ms. Parker.
Now, before we hear what this man has to say, let's go ahead and do a quick courtroom analysis. The desks are hand chiseled from Egyptian palm trees. The countertops have a smooth finish from what appears to be shaped in Egyptian salt mine water temples. They have the top of the line pandemic plastic, but other than that, this courtroom is rather bland. I give it a 2. The Egyptian salt stone is easy to come by, and now that I'm really looking at it, I don't think it's hand chiseled. I'm thinking prefab now. Now, what does Pimpin' 101 have to say before he gets smoked?
Mr. Higgins, what would you like to say? Use your mic, please.
He threw his head back like he ain't got time for this shit. Unreal, man.
Honestly, at first I wasn't even gonna speak, but since her mom may not know what happened, since Nene, Lanisha, act like she know, act like she don't know what happened, I'ma just tell it.
Oh, shit.
She stole from me. Nene act like she been my friend for 7 years, but if she was my friend, she would have never housed, help her hide from me, and help her play games with me.
Huh.
If me and Lanisha was so much buddies like she claimed to the court, who she playing victim in front of, she would have never did the shit that she did. I did not know that it was gonna end up turning out the way that it did, but Sierra took something from me. Yeah, she tried to use the baby as a bargaining chip, and things turned out the way it turned out. I apologize to her mother for what happened, because her mother don't got nothing to do with it. But other than that, that's all I really got to say.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, wow, wow. I can already tell you what the judge is going to say. You're not taking no kind of responsibility for nothing. Well, he kind of did, and he said, I'm sorry to the mother because she had nothing to do with it. Look, this is a street cat, obviously. He's a pimp. And if you were to ask any of his past girls, I can almost guarantee he's probably one of them strict pimps. He's saying the first thing is don't act like you don't know what this shit was behind. You've been talking to that girl for 7 years. You don't think that she ain't tell her that he thinks I robbed him? Of course she told her. And him being the way that he is, thinking he still has control over both of them, says no, it ain't gonna go down like this. And then the line that he said about how she used to use the child as bargaining chips, that could be used in court right there, a motive on why he killed the child, because he's saying the child fell off the toilet. He probably didn't want the baby to begin with and didn't really have much emotional attachment towards it. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that just really don't love their child. They care less, and people wonder how people could do stuff like this is because they don't love their child. But anyways, he kind of put it in perspective for y'all is, let's say you're aiding and abetting a known fugitive. That's how he put it towards her. You knew that she stole from me, and you were still helping her. So you got to pay as well. But this is one sick puppy, and I can only imagine the game he's going to try running on the COs in prison. And not only that, I can only imagine how many people he's probably going to end up killing in prison. Because a man that can kill 2 women and his daughter is liable to kill anybody. You do him dirty, he will kill you.
Do I think you're a danger to the community? I absolutely think you're a danger to the community. I see somebody who's been in custody for the last 2 years and doesn't appear to have real remorse for the conduct that he's engaged in. Mr. Higgins, you feel sorry for yourself. I don't hear that you feel sorry for either of the victims in this case. And quite shockingly, I haven't heard you mention one word about your daughter, who's no longer with us. And whether or not you're a danger to the community, I conclude that in fact you are. Count 2 is easy, 10 years of initial confinement, 10 years of extended supervision. That's consecutive to count 1. And Mr. Higgins, I wanted to hear what you had to say. I wanted to give you credit for the fact that you accepted responsibility and that you didn't make anybody endure the trauma of a jury trial in this matter. But Mr. Higgins, I just can't. I just can't. Your conduct was too egregious, and your lack of remorse startling and shocking.
Egregious.
The consequences to the family are going to last with all of them for the remainder of their lifetimes. So as to count 1, that's a term of life imprisonment with no opportunity for parole.